Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review, and I'm here today to talk to you about... Okay, before I talk about this show, let me make one minor correction. I assume Scott Gimple and Angela Kang were the showrunners of this show. They are not. It's some person named Eli, and I can't pronounce his last name. And so, yes, they did get some fresh new blood into this show, but it still sucks. It's basically what went wrong with The Walking Dead a couple of years back. And it turns out he was a consultant on those seasons that like really suck. And so, yeah, he was the consultant on those seasons, and now he's the showrunner of this one. So now I see exactly why the show feels like those seasons of The Walking Dead I don't like. And he's like, was the executive producer of some other shows I've never really heard of, and yeah. All right, on to this video now. The Walking Dead Dead City Season 1. I'm not trying to be mean or nothing like that because I like the two leads and stuff, but this show was boring. I mean, it was boring. Like, it reminded me of when The Walking Dead kind of like, started to suck around season 7, 8, 9, and 10, and I was just like going through the motions because I was just irritated and bored. And that's how I felt with this show. Like, you remember when Stone Cold was like the sheriff in the WWE, and he came out and told Lance Storm, hey man, you're boring. And he came out with like a pillow and stuff and a blanket, and he just went to sleep as Lance was like wrestling and stuff. That's how I feel here. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I literally fell asleep watching episode 4. And when I woke up, I didn't even rewind it because I didn't care. Then I went and fixed myself a sandwich and I didn't pause it because I didn't care what I missed. And the thing is, I wanted to like this show because, it has Maggie in it. And I like Maggie a lot. And, I thought for sure I wasn't going to like the Daryl Dixon show, but I love that. But when it comes to these Walking Dead spinoffs, I don't like these spinoffs. The only one I like is Daryl Dixon. And it's pretty a shame that like the Walking Dead webisodes are way better than the spinoffs. And even the bad webisodes are still good than the spinoffs. They need new leadership over there at The Walking Dead. Scott Gimple hasn't been able to cook in a very long time. Like, I liked what he did with season 4, and I like season 6, despite other people not liking it. But other than that, he's not very good, and Angela Kang is no better. I only like season 11 that she did. And, the problem with both of them is that they're still, well, when it came to The Walking Dead, they stuck too close to the comics. And bringing in source material is great, but it just didn't work out very well. Like the first 2 seasons of The Walking Dead, the Darren, where his name is, seasons, despite that dude being a jerk, man, those were some good seasons. But like, I don't know, man, it's just once they started going to like source material, it just started to suck. And the thing about like now with these spinoffs is they don't have source material to go on. So now they're just making their own stuff up, but it's not very good. But you know what the craziest thing is? Dead City is basically the Daryl Dixon show. Think about it like this. Both have to do with them going to like a faraway land like New York and like Paris and stuff. Both have to do with like a young kid who's special for some whatever reason. Like they align themselves with new groups. And like, there's like a female antagonist who's like the main boss person who's really evil. And on top of that, there is a person looking for some good old vengeance and everything in the form of a bounty hunter type person. And that bounty hunter type person Like, doesn't even get their revenge. They basically just give up and lie to the big boss woman. And it turns out the big boss woman can tell for whatever reason they're lying. I don't know how they're always able to do it, but they're able to tell the person is lying and they're not too happy. It's the same show, just set in a different like country and tone with a different cast, but one is better than the other one for whatever reason. One reason why I like the Daryl show is because when they are in Paris or France or whatever, it looks like France. It looks like a completely different show. It feels like a completely different show. It sounds like a completely different show. The weapons, even though there's still weapons, they're like old school weapons. It just feels different. Whereas Dead City just feels like The Walking Dead when The Walking Dead started to suck. They're in New York City, but I don't feel like they're in New York City because they spend most of their time in like warehouses and buildings and bars and crap like that. And it just feels like typical Walking Dead, them being inside a building. And then they don't spend that much time outside, and it doesn't even feel like they're in New York. Not to mention, they didn't really take in everything that makes New York, New York. That's a problem I had with Scream 6. I didn't feel like they was ever in New York. You gotta take advantage of the atmosphere in which you're in. And so, like, that didn't do it for me. Also, the moment I heard these two gonna be paired together, I'm like, why? Why is Negan and Maggie gonna be paired together? They hate each other. And, I really wanted to like this show for the Maggie character, Lauren, because she was treated badly when she left The Walking Dead. They would not pay her money, similar to Nev Campbell. And so she left, did Whiskey Cavalier. I actually liked Whiskey Cavalier. It was funny. And it was pretty cool. But that got canceled after one season, and she had to go right on back to The Walking Dead. And, I really wanted her to have her win. And, she got her own show. She's an executive producer, this and that. And the show was just lame and boring and stuff. It really, really just was. And it was dry. Like, it didn't have that much. The action was not very good. Like, here's the thing. I've been saying for the longest time, I miss zombies. I'm so sick and tired. I'm interacting with so many humans and fighting humans. I miss zombies. I miss them being scared. And they haven't done that in many years and stuff. And, that's one of the things that started sucking about The Walking Dead. Not only that, but it's just like, I remember like in season 5, 6, and 7 of The Walking Dead, they don't even act like they're scared no more. They will see a zombie and they will run right into them like a linebacker and everything. Nothing scares these people. Nothing phases these people. Nothing hurts these people no more. Like, Negan got stabbed and it's like nothing. I remember on Fear the Walking Dead, right before it got nuked and everything, remember that woman, something happened to her ankle, it got broken, like her leg got broke, and somehow she was able to walk tons and tons and tons of miles with the dog and a baby. And I'm just kind of like, she didn't scream, she didn't holler, she's just limping on her leg. Man, I would be in agony, but nothing hurts these people no more. And it takes the fun and excitement out of it. And not only that, but it's like whenever they do interact with like the zombies, I didn't feel like they was ever in danger. Like, the action was not good. The zombies were back to being very slow for some reason. I'm not sure why, because in season 11, they had variants that were really fast. In the Daryl show, they had variants that were really fast. And this is supposed to be set a couple of years, about 10 or so, after season 11 of The Walking Dead, and the zombies are back to being slow. And, when I think to myself, okay, they're going to be in New York, so you're going to see tons of zombies walking around the corner and this and that, right? No. Do you not remember what happened in season 1 of The Walking Dead? It was at the end of the first episode, right until they got into the second. Rick ran around that corner and bam, there were tons of zombies. That felt scary. How is a show that was over a decade old was scarier than what it is now? Although I did like the multiple arm zombie. That was really cool. And not only was it cool, but guess what? It was a million times better looking and moving than the multiple armed Deadite and the Evil Dead Rise. How in the world did a television show manage to make it look realistic, make it move realistic, and make it gruesome than that CGI monstrosity we had in the Evil Dead Rise? I will never understand. And the thing about this show, like I said before, pairing Negan and Maggie up together, I don't care. Like, I get it. Maggie hates this man to death. Why in the world has she not killed this dude yet? Because I'll tell you this right here, right now. I don't like Negan. I haven't liked Negan since he popped out of that, what was it, SUV or something like that. And he started like talking really cool and cussing folks out and, scaring the crap out of people. That was cool. Then afterwards, it was still a little bit cool by the stuff he says because he was evil. But then after a while, he started sounding like a cartoon villain because they were taking dialogue straight from the comic. A comic is a comic and real life is real life. And the two don't always mesh well together. This is why in comic book movies, you don't see dialogue taken from comics because people don't talk that way. And so, like, I've never liked the idea of a villain turning good. They don't work for me like that. Loki doesn't do it for me. Negan doesn't do it for me. There's only been one person that's been able to do it for me, and that's Xena. Because Xena was cool like I don't know what. Flipping around, her ayayas, her chakram, kicking people, martial arts, her body, her costume. Like, it was just so much good stuff going on for Xena. And they really, plus we didn't get to see her be evil that long. I mean, 3 episodes of Hercules, and then she was good. So then when they went into the backstory, it's like, holy crap, lady, you was evil when they went to the Xena show in the flashbacks. But, other villains turn good people just don't do it for me. And it's just simply fact that, Maggie should have killed this dude long ago. But not only that, but in season 11, they came to an understanding to where they can be around each other. Now she's back to hating him again and everything. Speaking of which, why in the world is Maggie not like back at Alexandria or Hilltop or Oceanside or the Commonwealth? Why has she left her group of friends to go live with these new people and stuff? I don't understand that. Like, why has she deserted them yet again? I get why she did it in The Walking Dead because she left the show, but why did she do that now? You know what I'm saying? Because out of all the people who could have helped her, why him? Well, there was a reason for that. Everybody's setting everybody up. So basically, there's this scientist, doctor, dude or whatever, who was part of the Saviors, and he knows Negan, and he just happens to be in New York, and he happens to want his revenge on Negan. Everybody wants their revenge on Negan because he's just a prick. And so, like, he's working for this big boss lady, and she wants Negan because, like, after she met Herschel and he told her all this stuff about Negan, she's like, yo, man, this could be a great person who can lead my people. So they kidnap Herschel, they kidnap the grain, Maggie goes to, like, rescue him and everything, and turns out, yo, we'll strike a deal with you and bring us Negan. And that's what she did. She basically betrayed him the entire time, and that's why she didn't just, like, straight up kill him and stuff. And, she got her son back and this and that. And the big boss lady's all like, look, you're going to lead my people because if you don't, I'm going to take more than just a toe from that of Herschel and stuff. And so now this sets up for season 2, which I don't care. First of all, I don't even care about Herschel. Why? Because we've had 3 different Herschels. We had a baby, we've had a little kid, and now we have a teenager. And guess what? I still don't know nothing about this dude. Nothing whatsoever. you don't even see Maggie spend that much time with the dude. No matter what age he is, you don't see her interact with him. We rarely get to know anything about the dude. So here's this character we known for so many years, but we don't know the first thing about him. And then when he finally does start to talk, not only did he get kidnapped of all things, but like he's just a jerk to Maggie and everything. And I was thinking, maybe they'll have him be so mean that like Negan, he'll try to kill Negan or something like that. But no, because he went and got kidnapped. And not only that, but they introduce us to a bunch of new characters and they die. What was the point even having these characters on the show? Because at first, you have the people who don't like Negan, and then they ended up dead. Which Michelle Hurd is a good actress, and she was married to the guy who played John in Fear the Walking Dead, and she died in the first episode. So that was a waste of a character. And then they hook up with this new group, and this Dominican woman and some guy with bald head. And guess what? They both died in the dumbest way possible. So it's like, wait, hold up. I've been following these people for the last couple of episodes and you just straight up killed them off. And then there's the girl with select mutism. I think her name is Jamie. And I kind of asked myself, what is the point of this character? Because I don't get it. Like, why is she even here and why is she hanging out with Negan? Seriously, what is up with Negan constantly hanging out with underage kids and more importantly, underage girls? This is the third underage girl he has now befriended. He befriended Carl, but with that long hair, he probably just thought he was a girl. I don't get why they're constantly pairing Negan with underage girls. Judith, Lydia, and now this Jamie girl. And you can't forget about Carl and everything. And I just don't get it, And so, like, they're hanging out. She has select mutism because her dad died, so now she all sad. And of course, she's a hard-headed kid. Every stinking child just about in The Walking Dead is hard-headed. Carl, Lauren, and now her. And she don't do what they say, and she can survive on her own. Surprise, surprise. They always can survive on their own. And so then he tells her straight up, look, man, I killed your dad. All right. I took you in because I knew you didn't have nobody. And it's just kind of like, really? Really? And then there's the Black Bounty Hunter dude, which he's kind of like that Stephanie man from the Daryl show. It's just that, he's in pursuit of Negan. For whatever reason, he stops being in pursuit. For whatever reason, he lies to the big boss woman, his big boss woman. Because now there's another antagonist group, and they don't like Negan. And, oh, you're going to tell me again? So it's like, this is just a repeat of season like 7, 8, 9, and 10 of The Walking Dead. And I'm just tired of it. I was tired of it back then, and I'm tired of it now. And it's just like, Negan, he still sounds exactly like Negan, just talks like a good guy with some edge. I just want him to talk normal. That's just the thing. And as for Maggie, they need to do something new with her because she's stuck in a rut. She is still the same Maggie she was since like season 8 or so. And it's just like they need to do something different with her. If it would have been like, maybe just her and Herschel hanging out, doing stuff, getting to know him, maybe that'll be a little bit more funner and then they can go on adventures or something like that. But other than that, I just don't really see the point. Like I really, really, really just don't. And now I have fear for the Rick Grimes show with Michonne because I'm just kind of like, oh God, here come more humans, here come more whatever kind of zombies they come up with, and more talkity talk. And I just don't want to see all that no more. I want to be entertained. I want zombies to come back and be scary again. I'm tired of this Western setting for zombies. And not only that, but it has that weird grayish filter the same way the Daryl show does. It's literally the same show. They literally copied from each other's show and just made their shows up. And that tells you the lack of vision that the showrunners have and everything, which is why they need new showrunners. And they need to come up with a good spinoff. World Beyond sucked. Tales of the Walking Dead was just stupid. Um, Fear the Walking Dead, I don't get how they butchered that show so badly. And once again, the webisodes are still better than the actual Walking Dead spin-off shows. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.